You just mentioned that Draupadi being such an exalted devotee. So what makes Draupadi such a great devotee?
Devotee means one who has intense love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, Draupadi had displayed that from her very early age. She was always enamored by Krishna's activities. In her childhood, she used to hear about the wonderful activities of Krishna. And that is why she developed an intense attraction towards Krishna. Then she got married to Arjuna, who was Krishna's very dear friend. She had to undergo various difficulties. You see, her husbands were the rulers of the entire earth planet. But in a deceptive game of dice, their enemies, Duryodhan, took away their kingdom, took everything away from them. And at that time, actually, Draupadi was lost to the Kauravas, Duryodhan. Yudhishthir Maharaj was losing, but he couldn't give up the game of dice, because as a warrior, as a Kshatriya, one cannot retreat from a game of dice when he is challenged. Like just as a Kshatriya cannot retreat from a battle when he is challenged, similarly he cannot retreat from a game of dice also. And they kept on provoking him. Okay, you still have this, so stake that. And he lost it. You still have this, you stake that. And finally, he even staked Draupadi. And she was lost. And at that time, because she was one and she was a celebrated beauty, Duryodhan and his allies actually wanted to get her. And now that she was lost, Duryodhan ordered his brother to bring her to the assembly and strip her naked in front of everyone. And that was done. And Pandavas couldn't do, although they were the greatest warriors of all time, they couldn't do that because morally they were lost and sold out to Duryodhan. They were no more, they didn't have, and no more they had any independence. They were actually sold out to Duryodhan. So they couldn't actually do anything to protect her. She was brought into that assembly and they were trying to strip her naked. And at that time, Draupadi just took shelter of Krishna. And although they were, Dushashan, Duryodhan's very powerful brother, was pulling her sari to try to strip her naked, but Krishna kept on supplying the sari. He just kept on pulling the sari, and finally he became exhausted and he gave up. So this is how Krishna actually takes care of his devotees. Then because they lost the kingdom, they lost everything, they had to, in the final game of dice, they had to go to the forest for 12 years. And for 1 year, they had to remain incognito. And when they were in forest, Draupadi simply depended upon Krishna. And Krishna always came to her rescue. And so in this way, time and time again, we saw what a wonderful devotee Draupadi was and how Krishna always took care of her. And in this way, Krishna is actually setting an example. Krishna is teaching us, if we surrender unto Him, if we develop our loving relationship with Him, if we rely upon Him, then He will always be there to protect us and take care of us.